Hello and thanks for joining me, Sport Pilot James Glory, on another exciting episode of Sport Vibe on DNT, where we'll bring you exciting and latest sport happenings across the world of sports every Tuesday, as is our tradition to do so. This week won't be an exception, so I would implore you to please stay tuned, because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back, starting from the Premier League, where Liverpool has been announced and officially they are the champion of the Premier League. After seeing all Tottenham Hotspur 5-1, they were able to smash the Premier League, and this means that Ancelotti, in his first season with Liverpool, has been able to win the Premier League with 82 points. They saw it off over the weekend in the Premier League. Arsenal at some point appears to be title contender, but for the third time in a row right now, Arsenal Football Club could only settle for the second position. Quite a sad one for Arsenal Football Club, but we can't say the same thing for Liverpool, who has been able to go equal with Manchester United, where we talk about 20 Premier League titles each being held by Manchester United and Liverpool. Another interesting one for Ancelotti was that he has been able to join some exciting company in becoming one of the managers to win the Premier League in his first season in the Premier League. He has joined the likes of Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, Manuel Pellegrini. He has been able to join Claudio Ranieri, and also you know that he has been able to join Antonio Conte. Most of these coaches are Chelsea coaches, but right now he has been able to become the first Dutchman also to win a major trophy in the Premier League, particularly in England. An interesting one for Mo Salah, also was able to surpass Sergio Aguero when it comes to all-time goal scorers stats in the Premier League. Mo Salah doing incredibly well this season already. I think he will be up for the Ballon d'Or when the time comes to nominate players for the Ballon d'Or this season. Liverpool Football Club, the champion in the Premier League with 82 points. And if you remember vividly that under Jurgen Klopp with 97 points, Liverpool were unable to win the Premier League, but just with 82 points in the Premier League this season. This speaks volume about the Premier League teams in the Premier League this season. And talking about the Premier League, Newcastle are back to the third position in the Premier League this season after being able to get a victory against Ipswich, as Ipswich are officially relegated from the Premier League this season. This is the second consecutive time that the teams that were promoted to the Premier League are being relegated back to the Championship where they come from. You remember that Sheffield was relegated last season with Luton, and also you remember that Burnley were relegated this season, and we saw Southampton, we saw Ipswich back to the Premier League, and also we know that they are also back to the Championship where they came from. Leicester also relegated, and this means that the remaining clubs in the Premier League we're going to be witnessing them playing in the Premier League next season. You also know that Leeds are back to the Premier League. They have been promoted, accompanied by Burnley in the Premier League next season. Chelsea Football Club were able to get a win over the weekend to seal their spot in the Champions League spot, as they are sitting in the 5th position this season in the Premier League. Let's see if they'll be finishing at the Champions League spot. Aston Villa also over the weekend were defeated by Crystal Palace in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Quite a sad one for Aston Villa, who are looking to be back to the Champions League next season. They are out of the Champions League position right now when you talk about 1 to 4th in the Premier League right now, and also suffering a defeat to Crystal Palace over the weekend in the FA Cup semi-finals, suffering 3-0 to Crystal Palace in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Quite a sad one, as Crystal Palace are going to be played in the finals of the FA Cup. They will be having all hope high right now and seeing if they will be able to win their major tournament in a long while. But you take nothing away from Manchester City, the team who happens to be struggling this season, but we know that Pep Guardiola right now is on the verge of winning his 19th trophy with Manchester City if they will be able to defeat Crystal Palace in the finals of the FA Cup. Pep Guardiola Manchester City side are heading to the FA Cup for the third consecutive time. Pep Guardiola's side Manchester City are heading to the FA Cup finals for the third consecutive time in the competition. Will they be able to win it this time around? You remember that the last time they were defeated by Manchester United, who used that route to get to the European football. And also an interesting one is that they could be winning their 19th trophy with Pep Guardiola. What a way to salvage your season after performing woefully in the Premier League, not living up to expectation for Manchester City. But you can take nothing away from that team right now. Manchester United also struggled over the weekend and were only able to settle for a draw between themselves and Bournemouth, as we saw Højlund scoring a goal, a crucial goal that he will be needing to boost his confidence ahead of their match against Atletico Bilbao in the Europa League. And Dalot will be out of that particular competition, as you know that the team has announced that he suffered an injury over the weekend in the training, and this means that they will be without Dalot in their match that they will be playing in the Europa League against Atletico Bilbao. Having said that, quickly let's go on a very short break, and when we're right back, we continue from where we stop.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. We'll be traveling down to Italy where we'll talk about the Italian Serie A, witnessing an interesting one over the weekend in what will be affecting the title race in the Italian Serie A. A dramatic win for Roma against Inter Milan over the weekend means that Napoli are sitting at the top of the Italian Serie A right now. Remember that Inter Milan suffered their third consecutive defeat against Roma, who are yet to be defeated in their last 18 matches in all competition under Ranieri. It's going to be an interesting one for Ranieri, who has been showing wonders in the Premier League, taking it down to the Italian Serie A. But our focus back to the title race between Inter Milan and Napoli. Inter Milan sleeping on the title race this season. They were able to suffer a defeat against AS Roma in the Copa Italian semi-finals, and this means that they are out of that competition and their hope of winning treble this season is over. And also in the Italian Serie A, where we're hoping that it's going to be a fight to the latter end of the competition, Napoli were able to take advantage of that over the weekend, as we saw McTominay scoring a brace to win it against Torino. And right now Napoli are sitting 3 points ahead of Inter Milan in the title race with just 4 matches left in the Italian Serie A. And will Napoli be able to win this season, and will McTominay be the catalyst taking them forward in the Italian Serie A? We know that Nigerian player Victor Osimhen at some point when they were able to win the Italian Serie A was the reason why they won it that season. Will McTominay and Lukaku and their manager will talk about Antonio Conte be able to push them forward to winning the Italian Serie A this season? Remember that Inter Milan have their hope of winning the Italian Serie A still intact if Napoli should sleep, and also the Inter Milan are still in the UEFA Champions League, where they will be facing Barcelona this week in the world of football. An interesting one to watch out for in the world of football this season in the Champions League. And also talking about an interesting match that took place over the weekend was the Copa del Rey finals between Barcelona Barcelona and Real Madrid, where Barcelona yet again showed their dominance against Real Madrid in the finals of that particular competition, scoring the first goal, and Real Madrid coming from behind to get 2 goals, but at the latter end, we saw Jules Koundé scoring a decisive one for Barcelona to win the Copa del Rey for Barcelona this season. This is the 3rd time that they have been able to defeat Real Madrid in the El Clasico. Will they be able to defeat Real Madrid again to seal the La Liga this season? Is going to be a sad one for the Real Madrid fans, but this is the reality of things right now. Barcelona are showing their dominance in the Spanish La Liga and also in club finals against Real Madrid to win the Copa del Rey trophy in the season under Hansi Flick. Quite an interesting one this season in the world of football. Will Real Madrid be able to get their manager that they are seeking for in the person of Xabi Alonso, as there has been speculation over the future of Carlo Ancelotti being the head manager of Brazil ahead of the World Cup that will be taking place in the year 2026. Let's see how far that will be going in the world of football, as this is the length at which we'll be going on this week episode of Sport Vibes on DNT Work. For more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handle at Sport Vibe on DNT Work. Enjoy your week, stay safe, and remain blessed. Thank you.